Hello, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. I think it's been about a month or two. Life has just been busy, and I know that I said that I would make one, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, but again, life just caught me. I really want to go back to making regular weekly videos, but I just post kind of when I can. My last video was, I believe, an update on my pet's first aid kit, and then another highly requested update was on my personal first aid kit. Now, I have other medical supplies. I'm actually a very big medical person. That did not make any sense. I don't edit my videos, by the way, because I just don't have time for that. I'm in the medical field. I apparently don't talk like it, but I am in the medical field, so first aid medical equipment is very important to me. I don't have like extreme stuff, but I also don't just have the basic stuff. I very much think I'm in the middle. And this is my main kit that I keep in my house. And then if I were to ever leave, I have this in an easily accessible area where I can just pick it up and go. So I'm just gonna get into it because I know that I usually do really long intros and I don't always like that. But just an FYI, like always, my cats are in the background. They're playing. And sometimes they get a little rambunctious, so if you hear stuff, I apologize. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, they get really like hyped up and get a little crazy sometimes, so I just had to go break it up. They weren't fighting, but I didn't want them going too nuts in the background. So what I was saying is, just an FYI, this will be a little bit more detailed of a video per a lot of requests on my last one to go in more in depth, kind of like my other video for my pet's first aid, same thing. So if you're not really looking for a lot of talking and just a quick video, probably not for you. But on my handle here, I have a blood pressure cuff. I always do prefer doing it manually, but it's hard to do that if you want to take your own. So I just have this one, and it takes, I started it. It takes your blood pressure and your heart rate. It's not like 100% accurate, but it's probably about within 10 or so. Actually, I'd say about 5 to 6 within range. So just give or take on that. And that's pretty good for an automatic. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up, and my first aid kit isn't 100% complete. I'm always evolving it. This is actually a new case from what you guys saw from my last one. It's a lot bigger and a lot more in depth. And reason for that is because it just felt like it didn't fit everything I wanted in the smaller one. I will be using that smaller one probably for my car. A lot of the same stuff, I just added. So let's see if we even have room here. So when you open it up, there's flaps, which I really like because you can break it out in sections. I'm just gonna start with this first side, I think. Try not to move you guys too much. So we're gonna start with this first flap. I do want to label everything, just so you guys know, like, I do love labeling. My issue is that I just haven't yet, but I do have a labeler. Just that way, if someone else was to open it, they know where to find stuff. So I have, this isn't something new. It's called Bite Me. It's supposed to help with like mosquito bites. I went camping recently and I got bit alive, even with bug spray. So I wanted to find something that would help with the itching, and this is what came up. The thing is, I didn't actually get to use it because it came a few days later when I wasn't itchy anymore. So I do have it for future. It's summer, I'll probably use it again, but I don't know how well this works, so just know that. But it's called Bite Me, and it's Cutter brand, so hopefully it works well. Then I have Blood Stop. I think it's called Blood Stop, but I have 2 here, and the reason why, oh, do I have 3? Okay, I have 3. It comes in a pack of 4 or 5, I believe, and I have my other ones in my car kit. Okay, I have 3, so probably a pack of 4. But I do keep it in the package just for directions because I've never actually had to use this before. But it's a one-time use. Once you open it, you throw it away. There's my cat. I'm watching her, don't worry. But it's, so you remove the top and then you insert the tube into the wound and press for 30 seconds until scab forms and bleeding stops. So this would only be used for profuse bleeding for a deep wound or a deep abrasion. So yeah, there's that. I'll put this all away later so I'm not taking up all your time. I do have tweezers in here and cutting shears or wound shears. Guys, I know that I don't sound like I am in the medical field, but I swear I am. I'm just not 100% with it because I'm getting over being really, really sick. Like really sick. So I'm a little bit kind of just whatever. And I don't edit videos. It's all raw and live because I'm too busy for editing. Alcohol pads, I do keep a good amount, and I don't use these on wounds, but I do use it for sterilizing the thermometer in between uses. There's also one thing other in here that you would use this for too. You can also compare this first aid kit to my last video. I think it was done 8 or so months ago, because I have updated it quite a bit. Eye drops, this is literally just eye drops. So it's like a saline solution. It's still right now, but once you open it, it wouldn't be. So just keep that in mind when you don't get the single serving ones, that are the single use ones, that it's not sterile once you open it. Once it touches the air, not sterile. So just keep that in mind if you buy this. If you're wanting sterile, I do want to get a few individual packets because you could also use this not just for your eyes, but you could also use this if you wanted to disinfect a wound. But that's all you could use this for, is disinfecting a wound then, because it won't be sterile for the next use. Vaseline, I just keep it in this little container. I should probably put it in a Ziploc bag in case it leaks, but right now it's doing good, but you can tell it's kind of melty. This is really good to hydrate like small cuts or abrasions, to keep kind of like a barrier between the cut and the germs. I also have triple antibiotics. This is like a knockoff of Neosporin. Actually, a lot of medical professionals are now saying that you don't even really need triple antibiotics or Neosporin for cuts or wounds anymore. That it's just use a gentle soap and water and clean it. But I still keep it. I still like to use it, but just an FYI. Hand sanitizer. This is Bath and Body Works. I don't tend to buy these a whole bunch anymore, but I have so many that I'm just trying to use them up. But just because I like higher alcohol content in mine, but they're not bad. They still do their job. Benadryl cream. I will always keep Benadryl cream. I'm allergic to like everything in this world, so I always need Benadryl cream and Benadryl, like the pill, the tablet. Hydrocortisone cream is another thing I like to keep. So just so that way you guys know, this Benadryl says it's for insect bites, minor burns, sunburns, minor skin irritations. Sorry guys, I swear I'm not feeling good. Minor cuts, scrapes, rashes due to poison ivy, poison oak, dries and oozing of weeping of poison ivy, poison oak, and oh, I already read that. I'm just reading it twice. Okay, so there's that. And then for the hydrocortisone cream, it says for temporary relief of itching associated with minor skin irritations, inflammation, and rashes due to eczema, insect bites, poison ivy, poison oak, soaps, detergent, cosmetics, jewelry. So They're really similar, but one's more for reactions from something like poison oak, insect bites, a reaction to something, and this is more for rashes or eczema, but they're very similar. Again, I apologize, I'm not, like I said, I'm just not feeling great still, so I know I'm sounding a little bit not with it, and that's because I'm not. Then I have some chill strips. So I wanted to actually put an ice pack in here, like one of those one-time use ones, but they're expensive and they don't really fit in here very well. So I do have them on hand, and I'll probably put a couple in my car and keep a couple in my house. But as for the first aid kit itself, I'm just doing these chill strips. I've never had to use them, but I do want to try it. I should have tried it when I had a fever, because I had 101 fever for like 3 days straight. So this is for relief from fever, discomfort, and it looks like you just unstick it from, like, it's adhesive, and you stick it to your forehead. There's 3 in here. Yeah, remove 1 chill strip from package, peel away, and yeah. It's supposed to last for about 8 hours, or do not exceed 8 hours during 24 period. But I think it's, yeah, 8 hours of relief. So I do want to try these. I just didn't want to open, I didn't even remember I had it. And because have my ice packs and I was taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, I just didn't really think about trying it. But I should try it. But these would be really good for kids. Just be aware if you're allergic to adhesives. I'm not sure how well this would be. As for example, I'm allergic to a lot of adhesive stuff. So it might be a combination of these. And then I also got these muscle and joint extra strength patches. I've never tried these either, and these are both just from the Dollar Tree, so I don't know how good these actually are. This is a 2-pack, and it's just for temporary relief for minor aches and pains. So there's 2 of them in here. Let's see here. Temporary relief for minor aches and pains for muscles and joints associated with sprains, simple backache, arthritis, strains, and bruises. So yeah, I'm interested to know if these work. I have 2 of each. I have 2 like of each set. One for my home kit and one for my car kit. So I wonder if I should just open one of these and give them a try to know if I want to stock up more on them. So I might be doing that. But I'm going to put this stuff away, and then I'll show you what's in the next section because this one is empty. Okay, I just kind of fast put everything away because I want to continue. Let's try not to shake this. Sorry, guys. My lighting, of course, is getting worse. I'm by my window. Okay, so in this next package, again, I know it doesn't look really organized, and I don't love this kit, like the bag itself either. I actually am having a really hard time finding a bag that I like. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I'm always taking in that kind of stuff. I want to always improve my kits. And so in here, I'm just going to pull out the first things I pull out. So, oh my gosh, okay. I have some meds. Now, I have like practically a whole pharmacy in my house. I have a whole bunch of stuff. This is just what's going in my kit, kind of like extras. So let's start with the natural stuff. So I have iron pills. These are all over the counter stuff, by the way. Salt chews, so like electrolytes. D3 gluten-free rescue, which is literally, it's if you can't have gluten. This is definitely for this is for intolerances, not for allergies, which I have a gluten intolerance. So sometimes this helps, sometimes it doesn't, as per Day Rescue. But I did put some in oregano. I love these for ear infections, although just an FYI, it is relatively sticky because if it opens up at all, it's sticky. And then I ran out of B12, but that's what will be going in here once I buy more. And then as for over-the-counter meds, let's see here. We have Advil Cold and Sinus. I love this stuff. It's pretty much what works when I'm congested. Bismuth, migraine relief, which I believe this is Excedrin in here. Menstrual relief, so like Midol, but I think this is a knockoff. Like not name brand. Yeah, that's not actual Midol. That's just like a generic. Ibuprofen, allergy relief. This is not Benadryl. This is like for allergies that you get outside, which I actually need to take some. Aspirin, and okay, that's what ends in here. So yeah, I just keep these little pill holders. This is like a Monday through Sunday one, and then this is like actually for, I think it's actually for like sorting like nails and stuff, but I needed something bigger than this because the supplements tend to be bigger in size, so you could only fit like one or two in these little ones. So, and then more meds I do keep that come in individually wrapped is, okay, well first here's the Arnica. This is really like a natural relief for muscle pain, so sprains, aches, bruising, that kind of stuff. And then this is sting relief. So this isn't for like mosquito bites, for like itching. This is if you were to get stung by a wasp, and sometimes bite really hard. I think some do sting as well, but don't quote me on that. Bees, that kind of stuff. I got stung by a bee last summer, and I was not prepared for it, and it hurt, and I had to do the mixture of, I think it's baking soda and water. I looked it up before, but I haven't been stung for years, so I couldn't remember. And that stuff did not work very well for pain relief. So I bought this, didn't actually get to try it out, but had really good reviews, so I'm not actually sure how well this works. And then I have loratadine, which is a diuretic, anti-diarrhea. And then Benadryl. So this is actually for reactions like hives and stuff. So I just didn't have enough room in here, and these were individual, so that's why they're out, for no other particular reason. And then this is a flu and COVID test. This was a 2-pack. There's only one in each individual wrapping that says what was one test, but that's what I was actually sick with. I was sick with the flu, and that's why I'm just kind of not with it. I'm on day 7 right now, so I'm like getting better, but I'm still just like very like sore and like not feeling well and kind of just not with it. But I want to get a video out for you guys, so I just put the other one in here, which is good because I had to buy this. So yeah, it's a COVID and influenza A/B test, so I just put the other one in here, which is actually really good because I feel like that's really good to have in your first aid kits. Okay. And then we have like bandages and stuff. I'll do this one first. I need to get a better organization for this because this does not look very nice, but it's functional, it just doesn't look nice. So we have the 2x2s gauze. We have the 2x3s and non-stick gauze. And we have the 3x3 regular gauze. So nothing fancy. I do want to get, I think, a 4x4 gauze and then maybe a few bigger ones, like 5x5 or something like that. But that's what I have for now. And then in this one are the Band-Aids. So we have Moleskin. These are for blisters. I don't know why I didn't keep any directions for them, but I know how to do these. It's just if someone else wanted to open it up, I don't know if they would. It's pretty self-explanatory though. And then I just have a whole bunch of regular size Band-Aids, neck size Band-Aids, neck size. I don't actually know the inches, but you can kind of just tell. I used to have a whole bunch of really huge Band-Aids, and I only have one left, so I need to restock. I used a whole bunch of these. I had a really bad fall, and I used a lot of these bigger Band-Aids. I think this is more like 4x4. Let's see here. I think there's more stuff. Okay, yeah, I have a lot of Band-Aids, guys. Because usually when you need a Band-Aid, you need a Band-Aid. Then I have these Steri strips. My cat, sorry. So I have a whole bunch of these, and just so you guys know, which I'm sure you already do, is that once these are open, they're no longer sterile. So these are a 1/2 inch by 4 inch. So they're not huge, but when you have, like, I don't know if you can see, but they're probably about that big in width. So I don't know if you guys know this, but it's really hard to, when you have a small wound, it's easier to have these smaller ones than a huge one. And then if you have a bigger wound, it's easier to use a lot of smaller ones than not. I don't know if that made any sense. So, like I said, guys, I'm just not with it. Just ignore me. And again, I'm not even editing that out. It's just what I'm trying to say is it's better to have not like tiny ones, but smaller ones than gigantic ones. Because if you have a small abrasion that needs to be sealed up a little bit, having a giant one, it's gonna be just like a Band-Aid. It's not gonna pull. You can't pull it as good. I'm not saying it's not possible. I just, myself personally, I rather prefer to have on the smaller side than these ginormous ones. But you can also just keep a mixture of sizes. Hopefully that made a little bit more sense. But I'm gonna put this all back in, and I'll be right back. Okay, next section. Then we have 2 smaller sections, which is, I kind of wish that this bigger section was also 2 smaller ones just to keep stuff more separate, but it's not bad. I just need to go through and label everything so I can find the zipper. Sorry guys, I'm shaking you so much. And this one, I need to get a better setup. I need to go back to my desk is what I need to do. I just have my work stuff all over my desk. I'm not even going to take these out. I have some masks. These are not $3.95. They're just over the counter. I almost said over the counter. But they're not sterile. They're just regular medical masks. And then I think I have 4 pairs of gloves. So, also not sterile, they're just regular ones. Then I keep some syringes in here. I think I have one of each size. I mean, there's definitely bigger sizes and smaller sizes, but this is just a good range for a home kit. So I have 10 ml. I have 5 ml, I believe 3. Yeah, and then 1. So these are sterile until you open them, and then they're no longer. And then in this next section, I have 2 Ace wraps. I only used to have 1, but I like to keep 2 on hand because sometimes you need more than just 1 wrap, especially if it's like if you have an ankle injury and you just want to do a quick wrap, sometimes you need more than a 1 in my experience. Or if you have a bad spill, sometimes you'll hurt your ankle and your wrist. So I like to keep 2 on. You can also use this as a compression for if you have a major wound and you put like a non-stick gauze over it, the gauze roll, you can use the Coban, but sometimes the Coban doesn't always stick well, and so I sometimes like to do an Ace bandage over instead of Coban, but Coban works really well too. But there's just a whole bunch of different scenarios you can use Coban for, and so I'll have 2 of different colors. So no particular reason. You don't have to keep 2. Coban. Speaking of Coban, I really do love Coban. To me, it's one of like the best things you can keep on hand, and I do use Coban quite a bit. I just like to have the option of an Ace bandage and Coban, because Coban you wouldn't really use for an injury as such as sprains. It's more to keep a wrap over a wound, like a cut, with the nonstick gauze with the roll. But again, there's a lot of different combinations you can do, a lot of different things you can use these for. There's like a whole bunch of stuff, so I can't go over every scenario. Speaking of roll gauze, I keep 2 roll gauze. I keep 2 because these are not big rolls, so that's literally the only reason why. I keep medical tape. I believe this is the fabric one. I can't remember. No, this is not the fabric one. This is just the regular one. And then I keep a smaller thing of Coban in here. This is really good for like finger wrapping. Oh, I'm not even on camera. Tape and a smaller Coban, thinner one. And like I said, these ones are really good for finger wraps. Okay, and then in this last section here is my glucose testing stuff. So my blood sugar test kit. None of these are even open, but I've had one that I've opened and used and it just broke. So I got a new one. I should probably, oh my gosh, does this have to be charged? I've never heard of one that needs to be charged before. My last one was battery operated. Oh, it has no batteries. Okay, well, I'm going to keep this out so I can put batteries in it. Can you tell it's new? Oh, jeez Louise. I thought it was saying that it needed to be charged. But this is literally where you insert the blood glucose test strips. So, like, that's how off I am, guys. That's hilarious. Like, is this USB charged? No, Emily. That's just where the blood glucose test. Okay, that's embarrassing. Well, whatever. It happens. So I do need to test this out, but that's literally all that's in this section. It comes with a little case. This is a different brand than I'm used to, so I really should mess with this. I haven't even taken off the cover yet. Jeez. So I do need to test this out and go through it. But I'm going to keep this out, put batteries in it. I think I just ran out of, is this AAA or AA? I think this is AAA. So I have AAAs, but I just ran out of AAs. So either way, I need to put batteries in this. That's hilarious. Something else I want to get for this kit is actually a glucose rescue. They come in different forms like chewables, tablets, and then kind of like a squeezy, like liquid kind. And I have a strong preference for the squeeze kind because I find it way more fast acting. I've never had to use them. I don't have diabetes. I mean, there's multiple reasons why people might need glucose, not just for diabetes, but I've had to use them in clinics before, and the liquid works way faster than the tablets or the chews, in my opinion. I'm not saying that there aren't good ones out there, and please let me know in the comments if there's really good fast acting tablets or chews in the comments, because I would be interested into knowing, because the liquid ones are really expensive. So you get like a pack of 10 for like $25, which I know doesn't seem that bad, but to me that's kind of spendy when like the chews or tablets are like 7 to 10 depending. So they do come in a lot more bulk if you do it that way. But like I said, I really like when someone needs glucose, they need it like usually like fast. So I really like the fast acting, like comes in a pouch and it's liquid and you like squirt it in your mouth, and those are really nice. So I do want to put that in with this. I do check my blood glucose, obviously not with this one yet, but not because I have diabetes, but sometimes my blood sugar does drop a lot. I have something else that, like a different medical condition that kind of affects it. So I do keep it on hand. I do need to mess with it just to make sure I know how to use this well. But I do want to get some glucose on hand. Again, I don't need that. I don't use it. Mine doesn't get that low. But I do want to keep it in my kit for someone else in case they need it. So let me know if there's a good brand that you guys like. I'm used to the ones that we have in clinic, which is clinical grade. So let me know if there's any over-the-counter kinds that you guys like a lot. But I'm looking into getting the liquid squeeze because there are over-the-counter liquid squeeze ones that you can get as well. So anyways, that is my video. Again, I'm sorry that I was so just not with it. I'm still getting over being really sick with the flu, and probably wasn't a good time to film, but I felt bad for saying I was going to post and then I didn't. I just got really sick. And so now that I'm doing a little bit better, I decided to give it a go, and I don't know if that was the smartest decision, but I honestly don't even care. It's going up unedited, so whatever. Hopefully I'll get more, like, going better on. See, guys, I'm so not with it. I probably should not be posting like this. Hopefully I'll get on a schedule soon for posting videos again once a week or so, but we'll see, guys. I ain't gonna make any promises, but let me know what you guys want to see next. I can do refreshers. I still have emergency bag for my pets and myself. I have done those multiple times, but you guys seem to really like those, and there is some updated stuff. I can do a car kit refresher, EDC refresher, or I can just do some new stuff. I have a home kit that I've been working on. It's not complete though. And then I can also just do other videos. Like, I know some of you are interested in cooking videos because I'm a big cook. I'm not like a professional, by the way. I like cooking. I can do organizational videos. I have some collectibles that I have that I can go through. Yeah, so just let me know what you guys are interested in, and I'll do them. So anyways, guys, have a fabulous day. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.